After completing the previous project, it was time for a new build, this time a recently released kit from PZY KitBox. This is the Porsche 911 GT2RS with the combo version, making it optionally into the Manti Racing version, and also has some decals from Apex Nürburgring. If you know, you know. If you don't, then it's not really all that interesting, but it's a nice touch to do. These kits, along with some of the other KitBox and PZY model kits, will be available in the Scale Modeling channel shop. Currently, they are on pre-order, so if you are interested in getting one, do send me a message, email, or you can pre-order them on the website. All of the ones that are available will be listed on tsmc.shop or thescalemodelingchannel.com. Now, let's have a look at the box itself. This is a beta version for me to promote, unbox, and build on the channel, so it's not entirely the same as the final version, which will be available on the web shop, but it won't really be all that much different, apart from maybe some decals or the instruction manual that is missing on this one. So let's jump into the box and see what's inside. So it is a resin kit. Of course, all of the parts are made out of resin and or cast rubber. The tires come with some resin wheels and rubber tires, and also comes with some clear parts and chrome plated parts. The main chassis piece itself is nice, plain, simple, nothing too much, looks incredibly much like the real thing. Just doesn't have all that many separate parts. No big deal, probably going to be painting this black like I've mentioned in pretty much all of these kinds of kit unboxing videos before, as you will never really be able to see it anyway. There are a couple of additional parts that go on top of this one, some for the aerodynamics, and there again, multiple versions, Manti Racing standard version, and also for the steering and the sort of suspension bits here and there. Nothing all that incredibly detailed, but it is nice to see functional steering for the front. Moving on up from the chassis to the interior, the main interior tub, the main dashboard, some of the seats, door panels, and two options for the roll cages. The dashboard and center console all molded in one, but all of the additional detail bits, the shifter, armrest, radio, navigation, and some of the gauges, of course the steering wheel stuff, all separate. Nice, clean, crisp, well detailed, and looking incredibly realistic already. Same goes for the door panel. Most of the panel is here, apart from some of the overlay details and some of the photo etch bits that go on top. The seats, of course, the Porsche bucket seat, a ton of carbon fiber decals that need to go on top, and also you could choose for some different insert patterns and some decals to go on the rear as well. The standard base tub, not all that detailed, but there isn't all that much to show for either on the real car. Just a rear seat delete, some of the roll cage bits to go on top, some padding, and the rest of the details that will build it up will be shown too. And if you thought that was all for the interior, then you'd be wrong, because there's much more. I did quickly glance over them by mentioning which parts were missing, but here they all are. Some bits for the exterior, and then all of the interior parts. Now, the same treatment as the interior received was also applied to the exterior, as many additional detail parts as there can be. If it needs to be a different color, then it's a separate piece. So for instance, this rear piece, the lower section of the rear bumper, needs to be black, or, well, factory I believe it's black. Aftermarket might be carbon fiber. Separate part, so you can easily paint it. Same goes for the front lip. And it also has the detailing in there, the GT2RS script. Side skirt lower bits, just to call them, also separate. Air intakes, both for the standard version, a nice smooth one, and the Manti version, or other way round. One is smooth, one has some dimples, ripples on here. Not sure which is the standard, but either way, two options. Rear engine intake panel, also separate. Bits for the spoilers, standard, upgraded. Door handles, I believe these are black on all of the cars, so it's nice to have them separate so you don't have to mask them off. Rear view mirrors, the main body color part, and then there is this lower section which sometimes is black plastic, or you can also have it painted in body color. Inserts for the headlights, the main ducts for on the front, some exhaust tips with details even on the inside of it, really nicely done, and also a fan for, I believe, in this bit here, so it has some of the detail which is shown on the real car too. And then more and more bits, small duckbill spoiler for on the rear, and also a 3D cast piece for the window wipers, and some more bits for on the headlights to detail them out even further. For the brakes, we also have two versions. The calipers are the same, the fronts are a little bit bigger than the rears, but for the brake discs themselves, we have the upgraded version and the standard version. So I believe this is the Manti version, the center is a bit more detailed, and then this is the standard version, which I believe is just the OEM Porsche option. So depending on which version you're going to be building, again, I'm going to be repeating this many more times, you also get the aero discs for on the rear. So depending on which version you're going to be building, there are two options for the wheels included. You have the standard version, and I believe this is the Wysock version. The wheels are the same size for both options. The fronts are a bit smaller and a bit narrower, the tires included too, but the tires are interchangeable to each set of wheels depending on which one you want to use. I'm probably going to be going with these as I really like the way they look. Nothing against these, but I do think these fit a little bit better on a GT3RS instead of the GT2, as these are a bit more unique to that version, but I could be wrong there. The tires, the sidewall, incredibly nicely detailed with the Michelin logos, all of the flags, bits, tire sizing. Same goes for the tread pattern, really nicely done, and it gives the kit a really upgraded look compared to some of the blank tire sidewalls that I've seen recently. You'll find on the decal sheet that there are a ton of stitching decals included in various colors, and they don't already have the stitching, they also have the matching seat belts to go along with those as well. Besides all of the resin cast parts, there are some photo etch upgrades too. A nice plaque, you can write your name on it. If you want to display it, it's a nice piece to have. Also some of the additional bits for the Manti version with a scoreboard type thing. Some bits for all round, some very tiny parts that are probably mostly not going to be used, but some of them will. I don't know. And then the main big plates too. Tons of grills, meshes, upgrades for the interior speaker grills, all the exterior grills, even some surrounding for on the clear parts on the side for the rubbers. It's really thin material here, so pretty much impossible to use from my experience. If you have any tips on how you would glue these pieces on, do let me know. I'm really curious to see your approaches to that. Otherwise, maybe I'm just going to be skipping those, but we'll see. Then some more bits for the interior, some floor mats, all of the buckles, harnesses, and bits for the seat belts, the spoiler uprights, and also the brakes themselves with a nice drilled pattern, and some pedals and other bits for general use all around too. For the clear parts, we have two main obstacles, one with the pre-cut ones, nice and thin, but also already pre-painted around the edges. And this one also has some of the tiny bubbling that the real cars have as well, and the RS version or RS cutout too. And of course the ones for the sides as well, all pre-cut, so you just simply need to remove the backing and glue them in place. And then there are some cast ones too. Luckily for the headlights, they decided to go with the cast, and the taillights as well, as these are way too complicated of a shape to do in that pre-cut plastic, which is already a struggle for those parts over there. And then also some of the chrome bits, the inserts for the headlights, and the main buckets for the taillights, already pre-chromed, and some other small bits and details all around too. If you like your decals, then you can eat your heart out on this one. It has multiple large sheets and also a couple of smaller sheets, a couple of carbon fiber patterns pre-cut, also some metal transfer decals for the mirrors, a small badge, I believe, for the interior on the dashboard, and also the rings around the headlights on the inside. They also come with the Porsche logos, also nice and metal, multicolor, the gold for the Porsche crest, some black and some red. And then there's also a couple of large sheets, one or two for the exterior carbon fiber, one for the exterior with every single option for the Porsche logos, and one with the additional decals for the Apex version, and also a ton of stitching for the interior. The fun thing about this one, it also has the houndstooth pattern for on the seats, so if you want to use that, it is fully detailed and incredibly crisp. And you can also add a ton of stitching around the seats, the dashboard, door panels, everything you can probably imagine in a variety of colors. Also a ton of options for the gauges and the general badges all around the exterior in multiple colors too. Now, of course, if that wasn't enough, then we have more. So this one comes in, like I said, the Apex version, but also with the optional Manti Racing. So in that case, if you want the window banner, you can go for a black Manti Racing, or Manti and Manti Racing, but also go for a Porsche script instead, and a variety of decals for on the spoilers, the side, everything in a ton of different colors, if you so choose. And it also comes with the matching license plates for the Manti car and also for the Apex car. And then finally, the big two for the carbon fiber. Now, these are pre-cut carbon fiber templates for both the interior and the exterior, and also the optional parts. So for this one, we have a hood and the centerpiece is cut out, so if you want the car to be in yellow, and this one is optionally yellow too, you just have to use this one. If you want to go for a full carbon hood, then use this one. But you can also go for a carbon roof. The seats are pre-cut, tons of interior, exterior bits, which I'm not really sure of right now. I believe for some of the vents, the spoilers, and pretty much everything you can imagine, even ones for the steering wheel, and a couple more stitching lines too. And if you go for the stripe, colored stripe on the hood, then you also need to use these for the roof, as that stripe runs through it, or just go for the full carbon roof. Everything nice pre-cut and templated, and if I can go from my past experience with PZY, these should fit up pretty nicely and look incredible. And then finally, the main big piece you've all been waiting for, probably the body itself. It is missing a ton of bits, but I've shown all those before, so that won't really be that big of a surprise. Really, really nice smooth casting, It feels smooth to the touch. All the panel lines nice and crisp. Probably don't need really much work to be done there. A little bit of scribing, but maybe not even. All of the holes nice, crisp. The detailing on the underside and finishing there, well, not really that much detailing, but the headliner is included with some of the visors and a couple bits here and there, and also a small piece of the interior just to thicken this area up. Otherwise it would probably be a bit too thin, so it's nice that they included it on here just to make sure the quality of the kit stays as high as possible. Front bumper really nicely done. It does have these bits in here, not really sure what they are for, but I believe a license plate of sorts. I'd rather not see them. Maybe I'm going to be smoothing those out, maybe not. Some of the side canards, and also the NACA ducts, I believe, for on the front, separate parts as they are black on the cars. Makes it a ton easier to paint all over. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this kit. Again, if you are interested in purchasing one of these, they are available in my webshop, tsmc.shop. Links will be below. They are currently on pre-order, so if you are interested in getting one, send me a message. And if you'd rather not buy it from me, then also, of course, you can buy directly from other shops or even from PZY on their Facebook page. All will be links in the description down below.